Live from Fargo and serving you on TV, online, and on the go. This is Valley News Live at 10.
We have a lot to share, and we will do all we can to protect our neighborhoods.
Dozens of people living in the Roosevelt neighborhood in North Fargo gathered at City Hall today to protest a new building plan, and they say protect their neighborhood.
They're worried about a renovation and expansion project proposed for their area. Their concern isn't so much the new and bigger NDSU St. Paul Newman Center and faith-based housing, but rather the apartment building their partner, Roars Development, would put up.
But as Valley News Team's Veronica Marshall found out, it's not only their neighborhood they're fighting for, but yours as well.
We think the redevelopment of the St. Paul Newman Center block is an incredible opportunity for the city of Fargo.
Developers want to build a 6-story housing unit in North Fargo aimed at NDSU students, but neighbors say no.
Here we are again, faced with another proposal for student housing that's too dense, too tall, too few parking spaces located in the middle of our single-family neighborhood.
Trash full, beer cans, broken glass. You can't even park your kids down there. They take the signs in the street, they throw them. Tired of it. I don't want to see more of that with those apartments.
The project would tear down historic neighborhood homes bought by the Newman Center to build apartments. Project managers say the move would revitalize the area.
It's an area that has been run down over the years, and this is a great chance to revitalize it.
But not everyone agrees. Dozens of protesters came out to protect the neighborhood, saying instead of tearing the homes down, they should be fixed up and at the expense of those who let them fall apart.
What is evident is that the city of Fargo was not prepared to deal with the high-paced change in those neighborhoods and subsequently failed to hold landlords responsible for the behavior of their tenants and the degradation of those properties.
I would ask that you do not replat these properties. You do not change the zoning, and then they are unable to build these large complexes if you keep the zoning the way it is right now. If the church wants to be a good neighbor, they'll spend the money to remodel these homes.
Residents also targeted the city, saying if it followed its own rules, the project would never go forward at all.
Wholesale disregard for existing plans and zoning requirements makes me wonder why we have zoning at all.
And while this fight is about Roosevelt, neighbors say it's not the only community with something to lose.
If this project is approved, it means nobody can trust any planning or zoning anywhere in the city. And I fear for every established neighborhood in Fargo.
In Fargo, Veronica Marshall, Valley News Live.
Fargo's Planning Commission decided to hold off on making a decision about the project tonight. It'll come up again at the next meeting on October 2nd.
A South Fargo daycare has been shut down after its owner was charged with child neglect. Court documents state Cass County Social Services was called for a welfare check at the home of Rochelle Ulmer on July 27th. They say they found Ulmer outside with a child, stumbling, slurring her words, and smelling strongly like alcohol. They add that Ulmer urinated herself while walking with social workers into her home. Documents indicate that a sobriety field test found Ulmer to be, quote, clearly impaired and not in any condition to provide proper care for the kids. At the time, Ulmer was responsible for 9 children between the ages of 1 and 8.
Police in Jamestown say that the teacher that was stabbed in the back with a pencil by a student continues to recover. The incident happened in a classroom at Jamestown High School on Friday. The 15-year-old student was arrested and charged in juvenile court. No names are being released. The injuries to the teacher were said to be non-serious. It is not known if the instructor has returned to school.
It's a little tough some days, but we are hanging on to those temps that typically show up this time of year. Some days even above average. Hutch, how's it looking for the overnight and tomorrow?
Well, today was above average, and it was fairly humid out, albeit cloudy, in Fargo. Things are clearing up, though, from the north and west as showers exit our southeast counties now. Very wet weather in parts of southern Minnesota tonight, causing flooding concerns there. Funnel clouds sighted by Dalton and by Elbow Lake earlier this afternoon from some pretty insignificant thunderstorms. We do have a frost advisory in northern parts of North Dakota as we go through the overnight hours. Watch temperatures fall as we go through the overnight hours into the 30s. The best chance at seeing some of that frost will be in Towner County there. You may want to cover tomatoes. Many of the rest of us, though, start out our day on Wednesday in the 40s and the low 50s at best. We do have sunshine in the forecast and more spring-like weather. I'll have details on that and update you on our next chance of rain here in a few moments.
Okay, thanks, Hutch. Breaking news for you this evening. An investigation is underway after an armed robbery in South Fargo. It happened in the 4200 block of 9th Avenue Circle South. Police tell us that 3 men approached the victim, displayed a knife, and then demanded money. The victim did give up some money to the man, and they've left. The victim was not hurt, and no one was taken into custody. But stick with Valley News Live for further updates.
The man accused in the killing of a pregnant Fargo woman has pleaded guilty to 2 of the 3 charges against him. William Hain pleaded guilty to kidnapping and providing false information to law enforcement in the August 2017 death of Savannah Graywind. Hain is still charged with conspiracy to commit murder. That trial is slated for September 18th. Hain's former girlfriend, Brooke Cruz, pleaded guilty to conspiracy to commit murder and 2 other charges. She was sentenced to life in prison without parole. Authorities say she cut Savannah's baby from her womb. Savannah's body was later found in the Red River. The baby was found healthy and is in the custody of her father.
A Minnesota man is behind bars facing multiple charges after being accused of hitting a pedestrian with his vehicle in Clay County. James Russell from Hawley was taken into custody. He's facing charges of felony motor vehicle operation, leaving the scene of an accident, and assault. Yesterday, authorities responded to the crash on Highway 9 south of 90th Avenue South in Downer. Russell's passenger was also taken into custody on an unrelated outstanding warrant. There's no word yet on the condition of the person who was hit.
Road construction season can go hand in hand with flat tire season. Several tire shops right here in the valley say that they've seen an uptick in customers with flat tires in recent months. One particular business boasts a 200% increase on tire repairs due to the construction.
The nails, the screws, that stuff, it's impossible to see with the naked eye. It's just a case of bad luck. We've had instances where we've sold a customer a new set of tires, and the next day they're back with a nail or a screw in the tire. It's really sad. It's really unfortunate.
Egremont also says it's not only nails and screws that pop people's tires. It can be other objects like rebar or potholes.
People are burning their Nikes after the brand named former NFL player Colin Kaepernick to a big endorsement deal.
The ex-San Francisco 49er quarterback is one of the faces on Nike's 30th anniversary of the commemoration of its iconic "Just Do It" slogan. Reporter Chris Martinez has the details on this controversy.
Everybody just see, throwing this in the fire because of Colin Kaepernick is now the face of Nike.
Some lit their Nike shoes on fire, sharing the video on social media.
Sorry, Nike. I've been buying you for the past 20 plus years. Not anymore.
The hashtag boycott Nike trended on Twitter after former 49ers quarterback Colin Kaepernick shared this ad with the caption, "Believe in something, even if it means sacrificing everything." It's part of Nike's 30th anniversary of its Just Do It campaign, but it's not sitting well with some Nike fans. Susie Burkhart says you won't find her sporting the swoosh.
I thought about it this morning and last night when I was getting ready to decide what I was going to wear. I chose not to wear it. I'm not wearing any Nike.
Kaepernick became a divisive figure when he began kneeling during the national anthem in 2016, protesting police brutality and racial injustice. He's been unsigned since then and tangled in a lawsuit with the NFL, accusing the league of illegally shutting him out. Juan Ugarte is among fans backing Kaepernick.
I think it's part of the American experience to be able to speak your mind freely. I see it as a respectful way to say how you feel.
Stars including Serena Williams have also come out in support, tweeting, "Especially proud to be a part of the Nike family today." Shares of Nike dropped nearly 3% in trading. Chris Martinez, CBS News, Pasadena, California.
The National Football League released a statement saying in part that the social justice issues that Kaepernick and other professional athletes have raised deserve attention and action.
For Americans considering divorce, attorneys recommend acting quickly before new tax laws take effect in 2019. Under those new tax laws, taking effect in January 2019, alimony will no longer be tax deductible for the payer, and the recipient will not have to include it in their taxable income. Experts say it could impact alimony payments by as much as 30%. According to the IRS, the number of people reporting deductions for alimony payments significantly outweighs the number of people paying taxes on receiving alimony. Attorneys recommend finalizing an agreement with the court by October 1st in order to get it processed before the new tax law goes into effect on January 1st.
Today's news of the Wizard of Oz slippers being recovered really welcomed in the town where they were so suddenly disappeared.
It's been more than 13 years since the theft left folks in Grand Rapids reeling. That's because they claim Judy Garland, the lead actress in the 1938 classic film, as one of their own.
Reporter Bill Hudson has reaction on the FBI sting that turned up perhaps the most famous slippers in movie history.
The brazen theft of these ruby red slippers fueled all kinds of false leads and rumors for the past 13 years. So today's safe return of the ruby red slippers is cause for celebration.
Good morning, Judy Garland.
Calls poured into the Judy Garland Museum from around the world, cheering a rainbow of fortune after 13 years of mystery.
We were in shock this morning. It was awesome news.
The slippers were on loan to the museum in August 2005 when thieves broke in and passed a disarmed security system.
One of the last leads we got was just last week from a psychic. They said we'd be finding the ruby slippers and that they know where they were. So I said, and now less than a week later, the ruby slippers show up.
However the case broke, news of it spread quickly.
We cherish them. They're very important to our town.
When I gain those ruby slippers.
Even a $1 million reward didn't lure the slippers out of hiding.
This morning we heard they found the shoes.
Visitors to Garland's home and museum are now overjoyed.
Taking the opportunity to go through the museum today, because if we should see it any day, today is the day.
Today is the day. And we'd always hoped that this would happen, and sure enough, through the grace of God, it happened.
So while the investigation continues, what remains unclear is if and when the museum may get another original pair of these ruby red slippers to display, Hollywood's iconic symbol of their hometown star. In Grand Rapids, Bill Hudson, WCCO 4 News.
By the way, Chris Myers, the U.S. Attorney for the District of North Dakota, was on hand when the FBI revealed the findings of the shoes. While authorities in no way indicated the shoes were found somewhere in North Dakota, Myers did say the state was active in helping with that investigation.
People are happy to have them back.
I'll say.
Later on Valley News Live at 10, it's no surprise that airports carry a lot of germs, but the germiest spot there might prompt you to bring baby wipes the next time you fly.
As temperatures cool across the valley, taking a peek at our record lows this time of the year shows some pretty chilly potential. 32, Fargo's record low, and while it will not be that cold tomorrow, some will see 30s. I'll have details on where next.